new wall? Because I remember with the old wall, I used to go out.
Well, I use the cement repair area, and I go out as far as I can.
When they extended the wall, it threw me out. It threw me off a lot, actually.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
But I think I got it again. He doesn't know his grip level. It's hard for him because the tires don't talk back to him. So he's not learning anything. And typically he's going to take off on you when he's faster. Tap your brakes here?
Yeah.
All right. that out again. You'll see what I mean when we pick up speed.
Yeah, a lot of instructors have told me not to cut it so tight. You're the first one that has it, so that's good. That was my first instinct, was to cut it tighter. And I've been kind of doing what I was told.
Yeah, you'll see it'll feel better when you come around. Your line is pretty good. Just that one, you'll feel better at speed, because the faster you go on your current line, it's going to push you out farther. And then you're going to have to wrestle the car back in, and then you'll slow down. Definitely driving to work. Stick a little closer in on Bishops to give me a little bit more wiggle room. You can carry more speed if you give yourself more space. So once I set up for Bishops to come around, and I try to stick around that black line, depending on how much speed I'm carrying. So I like to come in a little tighter to give yourself more wiggle room.
Just getting out of traffic.
You're good to go. Good to go.
So on Bishops, we'll try to come in just an edge tighter. So that speed, you're going to want that little bit of wiggle room. around fast. What you need to do about 10 is get yourself lined up so that you can enter 11 and 12 fast. It's kind of one of those right me off corners.
Well, the car will oversteer in 11, and I got a real good idea about where that limit is. So I pretty much take 10 as fast and wide as I can so that I can go wide open through 11 and not get sideways and have to get out of it.
Right, and you go through it just fine. Like I said, 10 is there's no magic answer. You come in as tight as possible. You realize that you can carry more speed than you think because you have more room than you think. Now I don't want you like going off on the real estate, but you get in and just floor it. I mean, you can be floored even before you enter the turn. And even if it feels like it's wiggling, 10 is kind of it's not an acute turn, it's kind of like this. And you have all this room to track out, and then you just get on it. And then you line up for bishops to the right, come into the left, and then stick it tight, going around. But 10 is one of those corners where like, it really, there isn't that much more you can get out of it. It's not a very hard corner. Some people get in really tight because they think that because of the dip in 10, it'll kind of grip the car. I don't know if it's a wives' tale or not. I get in tight. Once the car's turned in, I'm full throttle. Because you scrub up enough speed where you're not going to go around. You shouldn't oversteer 10. You might a little bit push out, but it should push you. It shouldn't oversteer you. Other than that, dude, you're fine. Good line. 10 is, well, not 10. We're talking about.
I got a little wild in 1 after we got some clear track in front of us because I didn't account enough for the moisture on track.
No, it's fine, but you did fine there. Even when we went in hot, we got a little sideways movement. You picked it up, recovered. You're fine. You know, the track is moist. You just can't overestimate that. But you did fine with the amount of grip that you had. You have good brakes. Your braking zones were good. Your way around 17 is different than mine, but it works out fine. I usually turn in just a spot earlier on 17 and stick it a little tighter.
You mean before you get to the wall or after the wall? Like, do you hug it when you make your second turn in or when you make your first turn in?
My first one.
Okay.
I turn in maybe 2 feet before you do, but I track out the same way. It's just probably me. But you get around the same speed, so it doesn't matter. You use all the space. You ignore the second apex, which is fine. I think it's just optional. I think a lot of people say, no, you got to do it as a double apex turn. Screw it.
You don't, but the car's doesn't make enough power to track out if I do that. So, I mean, that doesn't make sense for my car.
Right. Again, a lot of people do that. I don't. So I actually don't even try to get that second apex. I just let the car stick and stick to the wall, and I try to keep my wheel fixed and throttle early. You did fine. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to drive in the solo group?
Yeah, you could sign me off solo, and that's cool with me. Unless I'm happy to take your pointers, of course. But I know you got shit you want to do, and I kind of want to get out there too. So yeah. If you want to approve me for solo, I'm ready.
Yeah, we could pull up here, and I'll talk to Joanne and see. Because we can. Are you here the whole weekend?
I'm all here today.
Oh, okay. If you want, like I said, whatever you want to do. If you want to go around again, or if you want solo now, because if you go solo, I can't ride with you because that's my session. Mm-hmm. So it's whatever you want. I think you're fine.
Okay.
I was happy to provide in Bishops and in 10, just a little tweaking.
I don't understand what you were wanting me to do in Bishops.
In Bishops, I just wanted you to not go so far in Bishops. I usually kind of like I get all the way to the right before Bishops, here. Then I stick close to the apex here, and I stick tighter. Like, in other words, I don't let the car push me out to Bishops because it's too close, and you carry the same speed. And as you go faster and faster and faster, it gives you more room to let the car push out. Versus if you're going at good speed and you're going all the way out wide in Bishops, the faster you go, the harder it is for you to reel the car back in and set it up for the next braking zone. So if you stick Bishops tighter, and I say like straddle or just a little off that black line in the middle,
okay,
you stick it tighter, and you'll see you don't have to move the wheel so much, and it will automatically line you up for the next braking zone. At any speed, whether you're going slow or fast, it'll stick in Bishops. I just don't like to go out wide because then you've got to bring the car back into the left, and it's a little bit too much for the car at that
And it's
speed.
a little bit, and from the first apex to the second, it's a little bit too far to make it a full arc.
Right.
So that's okay, I understand.
And that's it. But dude, you're fine. You're fine before I got in the car. Just a few little things. I think you like 10 better that way. Turn 10 is much better the way you come in and then you come around. Joanne. Yeah, let me get out. I'll talk to her. Here, let me talk to her.